Good evening, good evening, good evening again, folks. Excuse me. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do the usual disclaimers, again, I do apologize for my appearance. Christmas has exploded in my apartment. I just got off the clock and I have this annoying piece of hair that's like trying very hard to become the bane of my existence, all right? All right, folks, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or with the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center does not want you to read that article so much. They have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic has refused, folks, so you know the drill. Please read the article and share it on all your social media. We also have included NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding in case the JRC actually does see through with their threats. All right, folks, trigger warning number one. When we talk about places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center and Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of disabled people and people with mental health issues being tortured and abused. If you do got young children present, please, folks, go ahead and utilize those headphones, all right? Number two, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously, parental supervision is advised, folks, all right? Should go without saying. All right, back to where we were. In the light of the scientific advances, out of concern for the ethical treatment, and in attempt to create generalizable interventions that work in community settings, behavioral scientists have developed safer, successful treatments for SIB and AB. They indeed have, including person centered planning and using methods such as what is developed after having a full functional assessment done. Because when you do these things, when you study the behaviors and you start looking into what the root causes are, when you utilize, when necessary, reasonable accommodations or assistive devices where need be, or when they're not needed and you can simply try something else, guess what tends to happen? Well, that's how you end up with folks like me. Crazy, right? No, Tiff, that's crazy talk. You are like my kid. If I had literally a penny for every single time that has been said to me, I wouldn't be here. I would be on a beach with a book in my hand and my kitty digging into the sand right next to me. Just saying. Okay? Although I may not be exactly like your child, I am far more like your child than you will ever be, okay? I have seen these treatments work. That is literally the field I worked in and also helped in ushering forward some of the new, safer, successful treatments that they're talking about to go statewide. Right? Okay, sorry, rant over for now. The development of functional behavioral assessment, one of the most important things on the planet when it comes to creating effective treatments for us. I might add the emphasis I have in the importance of a functional behavioral full assessment done cannot be understated. I can't put into words how vital it is. Okay? It is a formalized tool to analyze and determine triggering conditions, has allowed providers to formulate and implement plans, say, positive behavioral techniques. Not even behavioral, because finally, we have some individuals who have come around with the idea that I can't change how their brains fire, but here's how I can provide things to help. I love working with those people because they're using their heads. Okay? Jesus Christ. Let's move on here. As a result, multi-elemental positive interventions, programs such as positive behavioral support, a dialectical behavioral therapy, or I'm going to add in a few more because I'm tired of ABA basically being the answer for everything. It's not. It's got a multitude of its own issues, and as soon as I get these bastards at the Judge Rotenberg Center buried, they're next. My work is never done, folks. Have become state of the art treatments for SIB and AB. State of the art. Yeah, I'm coming after you next. Such interventions achieve success through environmental modification and emphasis on teaching appropriate skills. ABA is still relying on the old conditioning, which does nothing and uses what it calls aversive therapy light. That's the whole removal of affection because you don't perform as a neurotypical like a performing seal. Behavioral intervention providers also recommend pharmacotherapy, the use of medications as an adjunctive or supplemental method of treatment. Again, I've gone over this. For the love of God, if you idiots come on here with the crap, but big pharma, I will lose my shit. Okay? You don't want to see me lose my shit quite like that. Does big pharma have a multitude of issues? You bet their ass, your ass, that they do. But they are not the boogeyman that these conspiracy theorists want you to believe that they are. Okay? Pharmacology has gone leaps and bounds. You can't even imagine all the advancements that have been made. Okay? You can't imagine it. It comes down to the doctor and patient communication. Okay? In order to find a medicine that's going to work for you. If you don't communicate or say that this is not helping you, the doctor isn't psychic. All right? Moving on. Positive only approaches have low risk and are generally successful even for challenging SIB and AB in both clinical and community settings. Again, I've seen it happen, folks. I was part of the bandwagon that helped implement these exact types of programs that they're talking about here in community settings, not inside group homes, not inside places like the JRC, but where these folks are living in, a lot of them in these assisted living places. You know what I mean? Where they're out and they're contributing, they have jobs, they're working in the community. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about because, quite frankly, Karen, I was, am, and will probably always be there working with these individuals and their families. It's what I do off the clock. That's why I always say I sleep when I'm dead. The scientific community has recognized that addressing the underlying causes of SIB or AB rather than suppressing it with painful shocks not only avoids the risk posed by ESDs but can achieve durable long term benefits. I would also like to add that by doing this instead of going the route of ABA, could save your kid a hell of a lot of trouble down the road. because then you are actually targeting the underlying issues at hand as opposed to putting a band-aid on it and force us to pretend to be someone we're not. We're going to close on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit those comments. I do appreciate your time tonight. As always, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye bye.